Oh, shut up, you. Right. Do men need to zip it in the workplace?
No, they don't.
That's what we're asking after a mother has won an employment tribunal after being...
What's up, everybody? Today we are covering women at the workplace, the big old-time debate. So, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we?
told by her male manager that she was being very emotional and tearful when she was pregnant.
So we've got to debate this, not two men, of course. Do men need to be more thoughtful in the office and not say stupid things? Our political commentator, Stella
Chandekidou.
Thank you for pronouncing that. And much easier to pronounce Pearl Davis. Let's go to you first.
Yeah, so I think men should not zip it up. They should just be thoughtful as everyone else has to be thoughtful. They should have the same professional standards as everyone else. I personally, being a Mediterranean woman, I like people to be able to express themselves. I can be quite passionate about things myself, so I think that's good. I think people should be allowed to have to be social and friendly with each other in the workplace. However, they also need to have some standards. And I think there is a case that we will be talking about later today about this 37-year-old woman who, after 12 years, she managed to get pregnant. She was trying for 12 years to get pregnant. And then when she did, she had some very disappointing behavior from her manager, which made her eventually go to a tribunal by herself without legal representation and win, which to me goes to show that, one, the British court system is working sometimes, but two, there is still some way to go in terms of managers learning how to behave, basically, and learning how to treat particularly women who are pregnant. And when we're talking about the falling birth rates and how much we want to encourage women to get pregnant and to have many babies, well, if you want women to do that, then...
Pearl, isn't part of the problem that we don't have enough women in senior managerial roles and therefore they can't empathise?
Women don't even like working for women. Women, if you poll women, they actually prefer male bosses. So,
In fact, I agree with Pearl on this. Not only am I agreeing with her, but I think it also works in the opposite direction too. Like, even female bosses prefer having male employees, from my experience. Because I worked in multiple departments, and I have plenty of female supervisors. I do work in sales processing. I am a sales processing technician. I won't say which hospital I work at. But I will say that majority of the times it's a female-dominated workspace. However, even my female leads, they made it perfectly clear to me they prefer working with me than they do working directly with their other female employees that work under them. They mostly prefer working directly with me. And there are reasons for saying this is because with me, there's room for disagreements. There's room for debates. Like, one thing I remember a female supervisor asked me, "Hey Matthew, if I disagree with you on something, would you be okay with that?" I said, "Hey, I think it's completely okay for you to disagree with me on stuff, as long as we agree to respect it." The issue, though, is with women bosses working with female employees, there is no room for disagreements. Like, there isn't. And that's literally where the problem lies. Like, when disagreement happens in the work location between two women, doesn't matter where they are in the chain of command, it's an all-out battle zone. Where the woman disagrees with the man in the work location, doesn't matter where they are, which one is on the chain of command. It's like, it's okay. That's where the difference is.
women don't even like working for women. Cry me a river. Was she being emotional?
Maybe.
That's the question. Maybe she was being emotional. This is what women do. They always go into a workplace and then they sue. They sue everybody because their feelings are hurt. Like, if you want to be in a man's world, then be in it. Do you think men, when they hear words they don't like, can just go sue and get a bunch of money for it?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Well, yes.
No.
Well, it depends. If you're in Scotland, it's just become a whole lot easier.
Yeah. Wait, didn't Johnny Depp get some money for it?
I think so, but...
Johnny Depp got money because he was falsely accused, and she did a smear campaign. You can't legally...
Amber Heard did not just do a smear campaign against Johnny Depp, everybody. Amber Heard was there was the professional medical diagnosis of Amber Heard inflicting torture-based injuries on Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp had a piece of his finger sliced off. He did. He was sodomized in the face. He was. And then there was also, and Amber Heard also pooped. Literally pooped. In Johnny Depp's bed. And yet, it took Johnny Depp, and despite all that, it took an enormously huge amount of resources for Johnny Depp to clear his name and get justice. Despite all that. Where if a man did the exact same behavior, he would be locked away and incarcerated in 0 to no time flat. He would. Also, when it comes to the Amber Heard case, let's be honest with you, there was a compromise amongst the jury in order to hold Amber Heard slightly accountable for her behavior. Like there was. And that's something very huge. And let's be honest here, Amber Heard's case never even should have made it to the courtroom. The majority of it was entirely hearsay. He said, she said. Which, by the way, is not admissible in a court of law.
Snowflake.
You can't legally slander somebody.
That's right. He won a court case.
And let's be honest. Should men talk in the workplace? Women are the ones that are known for talking about that doesn't matter at work.
Oh, please mind your language. Apologies.
Who is?
Maybe that's why women shouldn't be talking in the workplace. Maybe
male or female.
I mean, look.
Found that.
The thing is, if we want to live in a world where women contribute to the professional workforce, and we bring a whole lot of different skills, don't we? Mm-hmm. Then we have to learn to communicate with each other. We might communicate differently, but we do have to rub along in the right way because that's good for everybody.
The right way? You?
No, I think
so. That's the problem. Is it always defers to what women want?
And I agree. That is the problem. Because I'll be honest with you, I've been in multiple different work locations myself. And have you guys ever noticed when you enter a work facility and you see your work facility they're holding like these bunch of different type of social events, trying to make your work location look more like a social club. I've seen that too, and whenever that happens, I just ask, hey, you do realize that all the money you're putting into creating these big social events to cater to women's needs, that money could be utilized to increase the salary and give everybody pay raises, right? Like, you do realize that, right? And whenever I bring up that subject, I'm told, well, yes, Matthew, but what we're trying to do here with all these social events is to prevent mental burnout in the work location. And I'm like, okay, fair argument, but last time I checked, according to the history of the world's workforce, the best way to prevent mental burnout in the work location, the most effective way, is financial rewards. So that, like, hey, when your workforce goes home, their home life is a lot easier. Their home life will be their shelter before coming back to work. That's really how, that was the environment that made it work so long. You go to work and go home. Go to work. Go home for rest and relaxation. Go to work. Go home to relax. But nowadays I'm seeing what's causing mental burnout is that since we're building all these social events that cater to women's needs, it's more like go to work and then go to work. There's no balance there. Yeah, that, historically speaking, that has never worked. It really has not.
Problem. Men are always changing the way they talk to appease us. And what happens is women care more about feelings, men care more about information.
Is she right?
Because I've been to employment tribunals and I've met British judges, because I studied law, so in a previous life I used to represent people in tribunals. Actually, if you've met British judges, you would know they are far from. There needs to be a very high standard of evidence in a tribunal in the UK for this case to be successful. And now this woman was representing herself against this massive international company. And we're talking about a David and Goliath case here.
A David and Goliath for what? Oh, she was called emotional. Maybe she was being emotional.
It wasn't just it. It was over a long period of time.
Oh no. It happened more than once. Cry me a river. If you want to be equal, I say feminists be equal. Don't ask for special treatment and privilege.
But we have to have babies until such time that men can give birth.
Oh, please.
We have to have.
Don't start that one.
We have to have understanding and compassion that if we want to carry on the human population. Then...
Well, here's the fine thing about wanting to understanding about babies. Yeah, in order for you to be a parent of a kid, when it comes to parenting, one of you guys, or the parents, has to give up a portion of your career in order to raise the child. Like, you have to. Because that's the part about parenting, is being actively involved in the kid's life. If you are a full-grown adult woman and you think you can take on 2 full-time jobs, you know, the full-time job of making money and full-time job of raising a kid into a fully functional adult, yeah, I got news for you. You need professional help. You really do.
There may be situations in which we need to be accommodated in the workplace.
Life is about choices and trade-offs. You cannot have it all at the same time. You can't.
Yeah, society can have it all either. Society cannot on the one side claim that we are worried about falling birth rates and that we want to have women to have more families, and we're blaming young women. We're saying, why don't young women want to have more kids?
But you can make the choice to get married and not work if you want. Life is about choices and trade-offs, and you can't have it all at the same time.
Do you think women are trying to do that? They want everything?
Yeah, they want everything at the same time.
But men also want to be parents and work.
Yeah, I think men want to be parents more than women, actually.
Men actually do want to be parents more than women. Like here in the West, at least, for the majority of cases. Because let's face it, we all seen the family courses, the divorce rates here. We all seen the family course rates here. And let's be honest here, men will fight tooth and nail for their kid. They would. One of the reasons why behind that is because men, they're accepting of the responsibility of raising a kid into a fully functional adult. When a majority of women here in the West, because of the feminist movement, they see children as a paycheck. That's what's going on right now. Women, the majority of women here in the West, because of the feminist movement, they want to have kids for a paycheck. Men want to have kids because it's the right thing to do to continue the human race. That's the difference.
23, oh, hell
I really
yeah.
don't think
Yeah, look at, I mean,
I don't think there's any evidence for that. Well, how lovely for them.
What's the evidence? How many kids are women having now? If you ask, I've interviewed 1,000 people.
Birth rate is falling.
I've interviewed 1,000 people. Men want children.
And you know why? Because of attitudes like that, which tell us we can't have it all.
Because the women look after the kids. Normally.
I mean, guys, look at Oprah. Look at highly successful women. Oprah Winfrey, right? She didn't have children. Look at Kim Kardashian. She's been married 3 times, which arguably,
okay,
right?
ask women.
But if you look at the women that are high earners, they never have it all. You cannot have it all.
They're often child-free.
If you look at statistics, you will see that it's a higher percentage of women who want to have kids, and often they will want to have more kids. It's men who are happier when they are married.
They don't choose it, though.
It's men who are happier.
We're running out of time. I'm not asking a very specific question, but would you work for a woman boss?
I'd rather not.
I don't think she'd have you, Pearl. Would you work for a woman boss?
One, and she's a mother as well, and she's amazing. I love my women bosses.
I love my women.
And I'm going to have to agree with Pearl here. I think that's one of the biggest lessons of life, that because of the feminist movement, a majority of women here in the West, not all but a majority, just failed to learn. You can't have it all. You can't have everything. Like, you really cannot. When you get something, you lose something. That's literally the nature of how the world works. That's literally how it's been since the dawn of the very first civilization. It is. You want to have a kid, ladies? Well, guess what? In order to raise that kid into a fully functional adult, you need to give up a portion of your career in order to do that. That's not sexist. That's called parenting. That's what it is. Anyways, that's all I